3, 2, 1. Hey!
Hey.
Hey!
Hey.
Welcome to the Backline Podcast. I'm your host, Chief Redbeard, alongside two of my really good friends. You guys want to introduce yourself?
I'm Will Bob.
I'm Nico.
That's Will Bob and Nico. And I've got a little funny story to share. So, I had to go get the little man some Valentines, even though he's only one.
Your child?
My child.
Okay.
For daycare. And basically, went to Walmart, got some little dinosaur Valentines for him, and I went to go get dinner. So I went to a fast food restaurant. I don't want to name the restaurant yet because it kind of ruins the story. But go to this restaurant, walk in, guy behind the counter. Hi, how are you doing today? I'm good. How about you? Would you like to try? I had no idea what he said. I said, what is that? So a guy comes around the corner and says, oh, it's a number 4. I was like, oh, great. Yeah, I don't want that at all. And so they start laughing. So I'm like, we're starting off good here. Got these guys laughing. No idea why I want them to laugh, but it gets better. So I go, well, actually, what I want to do is I want to get 2 junior Whoppers with cheese, no onions.
I know where this place is.
And the guy says,
you gave it away.
and the guy says,
What an idiot.
the guy says, well, we don't have any Whoppers, but we do have junior Whoppers. And I was like, great. Well, that's what I asked for. I want 2 junior Whoppers with cheese, no onions.
Arby's.
So he turns around and he goes, 2 junior Whoppers with cheese, no onions. I'm like, all right, cool. We're dropping patties. This is Five Guys all over again. All right, it's not Five Guys. So the guy goes, all right, anything else for you today? I was like, yeah, let me get a crispy chicken sandwich. He's like, you want to do the 4 for $4? And I'm like, yeah, that's cool. I'll give the nuggets to my wife. This will work out just fine. He's like, all right, cool. Anything else? No. All right, that'll be $4.26. Oh, no, I really wanted the Whopper Juniors with cheese, no onions. Oh, we don't have Whoppers. No, but the guy said you do have Whopper Juniors, though. He's like, no, I'm trying to tell you, we don't have Whoppers. And I'm like, okay, you're just messing with me now. So this is a joke, right? He's like, no, I'm serious. We don't have Whoppers. And the guy comes around the corner and goes, sir, this is Wendy's. This is not Burger King. We do not have Whoppers.
Stupid. Dude,
I never
you look
thought.
so dumb.
I was like, wow, you guys are just
God.
sitting here going, wow, look at this effing idiot
Right.
here.
Like,
no idea where he is. I'm like, guys, it's been a long day.
He's really going in on this joke.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah,
He's
Jesus.
serious.
It was terrible. So.
Wow.
How red did you get?
Yeah.
Oh, I was embarrassed as hell. I was like, man, this is embarrassing. Can I just get 2 junior bacon cheeseburgers?
That
And
is
I'll
so
take
funny.
2 of those. And those don't come with onions. So I don't even have to request a special burger anymore.
Jesus.
So it's been a good time.
Was,
So
was that on the way to the show?
no, so that was actually the other day. So on Saturday, though, I did go to see the Periphery show with a band called Arch Echo as the opener, who were absolutely incredible. Kind of blew me away. I had never heard of them before that. Kind of a poppy synth sound with some really, really awesome keyboards that were not so synthy and really, really incredible guitar work.
They opened for Periphery?
They opened for Periphery, all instrumental band, and at first I wasn't sure what to think of them, but literally the moment they started, I was hooked. Really good show. That was followed up by Pliny, who I have heard of and listened to a little bit, but not that much. They came on, also did a really, really good job. Also, another instrumental band. And then the almost worst part about the show, but turned out it wasn't, was Periphery was down to 3 members, no vocals. So it was an all instrumental show.
No.
Spencer was sick, I guess, with laryngitis, so he could not play.
Oh, my God.
Mark has been absent from the band for a while, and their bass player, as most people know, doesn't tour anymore. So
Do they just like have a backing track playing or something?
yeah, so I guess that's the best thing they have is they definitely have the bass on backing track. They had no bass or no backing track for vocals.
No, yeah.
But they definitely have a backing track for bass. I mean, it sounds great. It is also Fillmore, so it sounds incredible there. But yeah, they had a drummer and 2 guitar players, and on one of the biggest stages in the area. So
How much room do they have to work with?
a ton of room. They were running all over the place. So it actually turned out it was really, really, really awesome. I was highly impressed with how they did it. There were a lot of people commenting online, wow, just cancel the tour. Don't do anything.
That's how I feel.
Misha basically said, hey, you can go after yourself. We didn't work this hard to cancel shows. So we're here to play. Hope you enjoy it. And
Well, the way they look at it, it's like we were an instrumental band anyway, so fuck it. Yeah.
yeah, they started there, went through a lot of singers. There's a huge history with it. I know they're very, very happy with Spencer, but I mean, it was incredible. I mean, Jake was on the mic in between songs, Jake Bone, one of the guitar players. So he was on the mic and making plenty of jokes, making the crowd laugh. Normally when you got a full band playing, even, with or without the backing tracks, you can't really hear the crowd singing. They're singing. You can hear the guy behind you yelling in your ear, thinking he can sing like myself. I'm sure I pissed the guy off in front of me. Voice was shot. But this was probably one of the first shows where I've been able to experience like hearing the entire crowd singing the entire set. It was insane. So they were really, really happy. It was an incredible experience. But one of the things that I noticed with them, so I have, to any of my friends, you guys all know, I'm a huge Periphery fan. And I think that show kind of encapsulated one of the main reasons I am such a big Periphery fan, down to 3 members and still able to make a show sound incredible. I think they're one of the innovators of music as far as how they do it. They're one of the first ones I ever heard about using a laptop as doing either interludes or backing tracks. I'm sure other bands had started it before, but they were very big on it, using the Axe effects instead of going with any type of heads or anything like that to play your amps and whatnot. And I think to make this show sound that full, of course the venue I think played a good part into it, but to make that much of a full sound with just 3 members, to me, is incredible. How they were able to do that. They go for the highest quality of instruments that they could possibly find. Each of them have their own signature guitars out there. That look great. One of the really cool things was Misha actually played his new Jackson Strat copy.
That Fender copy looking one?
Yeah, so it looks like basically a Fender Strat with humbuckers in it. So typically a Strat's going to have 3 single coils. Jackson made him a custom shop one. I think it's one of, 10, or it's a very low number. And it was incredible sounding. Like I did, it's got his pickups and stuff in it, but it sounded great. It looked great.
Well, you can still put Juggernauts in there?
I think there's Ragnarok's actually in that one.
Right.
So it's a little bit higher output pickup from Bare Knuckle. So yeah, it sounded great. I mean, they're the innovators. Surprisingly though, I think they actually did play with amps. Probably the PB Invectives, but I couldn't really see. One of the things
use those mesh coverings and all
yeah,
that?
it had a mesh grill on it, but also I do want to make a mandate, and I'd love to open a venue one day where basically I'm going to line you up by height. If you are over 5'7",
good luck.
You do not get to go in the front row. There will be guards checking you there because
you will be getting sued.
It sucks going to shows. Yeah. I can't wait. Bring it on.
Height discrimination? Are you serious?
Do not step one person in front of me when you are a foot taller than me.
You
got to go up one
Billy,
level.
You'll be in debt 7 figures.
I'll close it.
You need to work on just forcing yourself through, or at least even being like, "Hey, bud, get out of my way."
I'm getting too old to do it. I don't want to. I just want to chill, but I'd like to be able to see the show. You would think standing that far back, I'd be able to see over the crowd side, but then that one jackass that wants to stand right in front of me, who could have just stood behind me and still been able to see the show just as well. But instead, now I can't see it. And then he puts his hands up with his camera, so now I can't see the in-betweens because his hands are in the way.
You just got to grow some cojones, man.
Oh, man. It was terrible, but overall...
That's why I lost you in the crowd every time we go to shows, because I'm like, I can't see. Let me get in there.
Well, Will Bob the Ninja will just find his way to the front of a crowd within about 3.5 seconds. It's incredible. One of the other cool things on the show was, I guess, I don't know if they did it all tour, but Pliny actually came out and did a song with them. There was a section in the song that sounded like they extended. Again, vocal cues weren't there, but they kind of jammed out and they played their own versions of what they would call the solo on it. So I thought that was really cool. It, got the crowd, super happy. There's a lot of people saying they weren't going to the show, which I call bullshit, because that place, if it wasn't sold out, then it was
packed.
It was absolutely
and they
packed.
had announced all the lineup issues and
absolutely. And I couldn't move. There was still a line for merch while the bands are playing.
Are people saying they're not going, like posting online?
Oh, it was posted online and tagged Periphery in it, so you could see all the comments from the band and stuff like that. But
what's the point of doing that? I feel like it's almost, I don't know.
Point doing what?
Just announcing I'm not going. It's like, who cares?
It's them just they want to put their 2 cents in and say, one guy said, just cancel the fucking tour already. Just do this, and it's like, come on, like why would we do that? First of all, this is the second to last show of the tour. He's been fine.
It's close to home.
It happens. Like what do you expect?
Former home.
If you want a refund, go get your refund. But you paid to see the band. We're still going to be here. And, we were a little upset. It was our kind of Valentine's Day celebration, got a hotel. We decided to stay up there, got the babysitter. And at first, especially for my wife, she's a vocal heavy person.
Did you just say my wife?
My wife.
It was so subtle that I thought I was going crazy.
My wife, she's a vocal, kind of heavy person. She probably couldn't care less about what the music is.
So she was bummed.
So she was bummed at first, and even she really, really enjoyed the show.
Yeah.
So it turned out to be really good. Even an all instrumental night, where as obviously I'm a gear nerd, sometimes I want that breakup. I want a little bit of vocals, but honestly, I was wide awake and present the whole time. It was
how much were
really
tickets?
Cool experience. $25 heavy metal show.
Pretty good.
Yeah, it's great. $25 and people want a refund.
I was gonna try to make an argument. But yeah, it's like $25.
$25 and I want a refund because the one band that has a vocalist doesn't have a vocalist now.
I would be upset though. Just because especially if I'm a huge fanboy of a band, I want to see it in its entirety. And so when I see that happen and they're still playing shows, they're still playing shows. That's amazing. Even though they're obviously down, they're having some sort of adversity or whatever's going on, they're still carrying on. But there's a part of me that's I'd like the full product. You know what I mean? If I'm making my night of it.
See, I'm on a different boat. It's like Spencer's not going to be there. I'll be there.
Yeah.
I don't like.
For some reason, this guy doesn't.
I don't like it.
Oh, I got
yeah, just one of the top metal vocalists in the community.
Allison hates him too. Though. He's
really?
He's so whiny. It doesn't make sense. Yeah.
I need a high five, Allison.
I don't know. She's very particular. I don't know. But I'm glad you had fun.
There's vocal coaches out there that talk about how good it is. But no, it was great. It was an experience, and it's something, maybe I won't see again. And just, again, we've been on stage. To me, some people don't care, but I enjoy a crowd getting behind the music. I'm sure it felt great for them. They could literally hear people screaming their lyrics out to them. And it was cool as a fan to be able to be a part of that as well and experience that. And just a whole crowd, other than going to some giant arena show, which none of these bands that I go see are going to play, maybe. But aside from going to a giant Metallica show in the middle of a field that's got 100,000 people, you're not going to hear that, even in an enclosed building. So that was really cool to experience, really cool to see, and it just goes to show how good they are at their craft and be able to still pull that off with what they had.
Tight. So, that's tight.
It was very tight, very tight.
So then was that your whole weekend? Just planned out for that Periphery show?
That was pretty much it. We got the hotel, went to some Dave & Buster's afterwards, and played some games as adults.
Which one did you go to?
This was Silver Spring, so in the mall, Dave & Buster's.
Yeah, Dave & Buster's literally across the street.
Dude, that used to be the place to go. How is it? I haven't been there 10 years.
It is great. There's great games. They've got
everything
newer
expensive
games that are set up. It is pricey, but I mean, for a middle tier set of points, $25 a card or something like that. We played for an hour and a half. I mean, got a couple beers. The beers were a little pricey, but to be expected at a bar like that.
Do they have House of the Dead?
Yes.
The shooter?
Yeah.
The rail shooter?
Remember, I called it 40 because it kept shooting
gun.
air at our face.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Yeah, they had this, and it annoyed him. He was like, I don't want to do this anymore. You're just sitting there shooting, and when zombies explode.
It's like 4D.
Yeah. That's what you just hear, and you're like, what the fuck?
Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah, it's like in your eyes checked if you've ever had to do that before.
I'm down. Let's go to Dave & Buster's, dude.
But no, it was really cool. There was I didn't realize it the last time we were there, but I'd noticed it at one closer to where you live in Virginia.
Yeah.
They had one that is a Star Wars where you actually go and fly, but you get inside this bubble. So it's this whole screen that's kind of surrounding you.
So it's like a roller coaster-ish thing?
No. It's just, you get the panoramic full view, so sides, peripheral vision, everything, and you sit in like a cockpit kind of thing, and then almost like if you were like virtual reality, where it'll actually get it to where you feel like you are flying. It just doesn't move, but it kind of, the screen's so large it feels like you're there.
Oh, okay.
And then you pick your mission. Like I picked one that was Millennium Falcon, going around the Death Star trying to clear out some people so they can get in and destroy the Death Star. So it was really, really awesome. They got a Halo game there that we saw.
Yeah, we played
that. That was really cool. You just go in and do some kind of combat thing with, an assault rifle in your hand. That was really fun. There's a Rock'em Sock'em Bopper, very long.
yeah.
Or no, is that what it is?
Rock'em Sock'em robots.
Yeah, so the robots where you punch and the head pops up.
Yeah.
It's very huge.
They're bigger than us, and you control this
fun.
gigantic, controller to move around
That's
and
cool.
hit the
It
buttons.
would be fun, but the last time we were there, Will Bob cheated. He got
What?
the one that actually worked. My guy would not reach the punch across.
His arm was just like this, and I'm like, uppercut.
That's awesome.
Uppercut.
So he pretty much won every game. But no, it's really fun experience. After a show, it was nice. I've never been up there and gotten a hotel and been able to just like, I could have drank whatever I want. Don't have to worry about how I'm getting home tonight.
True.
Go hang out. And then, it was Valentine's Day, so we need to celebrate. We don't get much of that with
Wait,
the
you
kids.
drank?
So we did drink. Yeah, drank some.
You said you were quitting.
Yeah, that's what I say. We'll see.
I don't want to do it anymore, Billy.
I don't like waking up feeling like shit anymore.
Well, then don't do it.
But that was the point of quitting. Yeah.
I love when people announce it. Like, I'm not doing this
I
stupid
declare
behavior anymore. It's like,
bankruptcy.
Okay, don't. Yeah. What?
You can't just do that. You can't just declare bankruptcy. You actually have to go and file for bankruptcy. So that was a weekend for me.
That's tight. That was
Tight.
Oh,
What you got?
Oh, well,
Can't top that.
Looks like we'll edit this. Go ahead.
I mean, for me, I went to a anime convention, Katsucon. That was fun. Katsucon.
That's so fun.
What do you do there?
I watched Japanese bands play. I got to look at like a bunch of artist panels and stuff, like artists of shows or just artists. One of my coworkers, I went with my coworker, and he's got a particular artist who's never worked on any animations or nothing. It's just art. They just draw, and there's like paintings they had there, and it's he likes the like Gundam style stuff, so mecha robots and stuff like that, like infused with reality. Pretty cool arts, stuff.
A lot of cosplay.
Lots of cosplay and lots of skimpy outfits.
Oh yeah,
A lot of bunny girls.
bunch of dudes.
Oh, it was hilarious.
Hot dudes.
My coworker has a game he likes playing, and it's all just it's the weirdest thing ever. I want to say these games are funding war in a weird way. There's battleships, like the name of the battleship, like the what is it? The Arizona, the USS Arizona. It's a waifu character girl named the USS Arizona. It's a person, and you're playing some weird game fighting each other as other ships that are women.
But it's the most niche thing.
But they do this to guns too. So there's the the Guer, whatever German rifle, or the Colt 45, and it's a woman. It's like they're all women, anime women.
What?
And they're all gun names. And
What is this? A video game?
these are apps. Like
That is.
yeah. So it's new to me too, so it's hard for me to explain it. But
Dude.
I'm like these are licensed trademark firearms and battleships. Are you funding some sort of war here? Because it's like you pay for some of this stuff,
As
like
little
for points and all that.
and they're all represented by little kitschy
Little anime people, little girls, women, like
Who is
waifu.
that for? Who is that for?
My coworker loves it.
Why?
And there's
Just
a bunch.
Will
There's
Bob's
a bunch.
coworker. That's the only person
No,
it's for.
that's the only one I know of. I know there's got to be tons of
At
people.
least a dozen.
And I'm like, this is what's funding, like, H&K's getting their gun licensing and all that for their guns and whatnot.
All right. Well, is there anything that isn't as disturbing as that happened during the cosplay weekend?
So not only he likes the game, there were dudes dressed as those waifus at the convention. So he was like, there's a USS Arizona, and then it would turn around, a big bearded dude, and he's like, no!
I was excited
I bet that
to
was
hear
hot.
about this, and now I'm just.
So basically, we'll be going next year. It sounds like.
I'm definitely going next
MagFest,
year.
definitely.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, MagFest.
MagFest is so fun. It's so good.
Never been yet.
It just tons of video game covers and stuff. Psycho Stick shows up there all the time if you ever listen to them.
Nope.
The beer song that they used to play on I forgot what local radio show did it. The beer is good, beer is good, beer is good.
Sounds like a
and
DC
stuff.
101 thing.
Yeah, probably.
Sure.
Psycho Sticks.
Psycho Stick.
Stick.
Yeah.
Okay.
They just do a bunch of goofy songs.
Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, we are huge gamers as well. So we love our musical instruments and then game. All right, so I do want to bring up something. So speaking of that, so with the Periphery show and
Anime.
some anime stuff, I want to know from you guys, what has been your worst show that you've ever played? We've all played shows, and why was it your worst show you've ever played?
Do you want to go first?
I could go first. So the one that comes in mind to me is a show that we had in Virginia. I believe it's at one of those cafe joints. We had one in Waldorf as well.
Virginia?
Yeah. Hard Times Cafe. We played at a Hard Times in Fredericksburg, I believe.
It was like a billiards bar.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we played there, and I think I actually drove with you. I want to say it's the same show. Hopefully I'm going to mix up shows, but I drove with you. We picked up 2 extremely large Red Bulls. We're both pretty tired for some reason. We go down to the show. We're playing at night. We down these Red Bulls. We get to the show, and we go to play. So the stage, if you remember, was just one of those stages that was kind of like poles hanging up and then like some weird floor on top. I mean, it worked as a stage.
Oh, the platform.
But instead of just like a built one, it was just like a table, almost a giant table that you've got on top of. But anyways, we're playing the show, and in the middle of it, I fell. And I fell off the front of the stage. And it was extremely embarrassing. And I kind of just... I knew exactly what everybody in the band would think. Anybody that saw at least. Like, oh, here's this cool guy just jumping into the crowd of 15 people that were there.
Crowd surf.
So it's like, oh man, he's so cool. No, it was just that I fell. So I had to quickly get back up and be like, all right, so I need to know people know that I fell, but also like not know that I fell, because that's extremely embarrassing. I don't know which one's worse. Thinking I'm the cool guy that can go play bass in the crowd, or the cool guy that fell off the stage.
Bass player falling off the stage. There's nothing much worse.
So got completely messed up there. Got back on stage. We finished the show, and then I think right after the show, that Red Bull finally kicked in with everything else, and I just threw up.
Just energy, bro.
Which I think has happened a couple of times. We even got a picture from another show that played in Baltimore where I threw up, and then somebody wanted to take a picture right afterwards. I'm just like, hey.
Why'd you throw up?
It's a Red Bull, man. It was just, I don't think I had any food. It was just that, the sweating my ass off on stage, going hard like I'm some kind of monster on stage or something, trying to look cool. And yeah, so it was... But that was probably one of my worst experiences. Just like, it's something very simple, but just falling off stage and never wanting to be that guy that just like, oh, he's so cool, he's playing in the crowd.
So the show itself,
because I've never liked that. The show itself was fine, but
it was just.
But because of that, it was one of my worst shows,
awesome.
because I'm falling off the stage.
I haven't,
and it sat up pretty high too. I thought I was gonna like break my damn legs or something.
Would you say, like,
Face was gonna go in half
off the ground.
Oh yeah, easily. It was pretty high. Like somebody could sit, no, it was probably higher, because people could probably rest their arms up on the stage while standing there, and I just just right down.
And did you at least catch yourself, or did you like face plant?
Oh yeah, I caught myself. That's what I'm saying. I was kind of afraid, but then that's what I'm saying. It kind of looked like I just stepped off like I was cool and like, oh, I'm going to play in the crowd. Like, this is cool. Check me out. I'm the bass player of this band. Like,
at least you caught yourself. Like, it'd be worse if you fell in here.
Yeah, that would have been bad.
Oh my god,
that would have been bad. I think Chris also tripped on something and fell sideways that show. He did that a couple times as well, but the stage wasn't that small, but for some reason just couldn't contain ourselves on that stage.
I can't remember.
I'd imagine that it would just be wobbly or something, I guess, right?
It was, I mean, it was fairly stable. I mean, we could jump up and down on it, but it wasn't like I don't know. It's just something weird about it. And even a lot of the stages we had at least had some kind of lip at the front. You could rest your foot up there, do whatever, but you typically wouldn't go forward. This is just completely wide open. You could just fall right off. Yeah. And then one of the sides were open. I think there were stairs on the one side of it where we could walk up, but that was probably one of my worst. The only other thing that I would say is probably my worst, we did play at my brother's place one time. We got asked when I was in Tim Buck Lines to open a show or something. We said, sure, we need the experience. We need to play some shows. I guess we thought we were hot shit. So we decided to play the show. Loading in gear is the worst thing in the world. Loading in and loading out. If it wasn't for that, I think everybody would try to be in a band. I hate loading in gear. I hate loading out. So we load up all of our gear, full band. We get up there. We sound check it. Not even 10 minutes in the show, they're like, all right, you're done. We're like, no, we're not. We played 2 songs.
The old 10-minute spot.
And they were like, no, you're done. And or like, you got 2 minutes or something like that. So we start playing the next song. They literally, old Charlie cuts our shit off.
Oh yeah.
Cuts everything out. There's nothing but the acoustic sound of the drums and amps playing. Nothing's mic. There's no vocals anymore. That was the last time, I think, until I joined Arabella, that was the last time I played at my brother's place. I refused. I got off the stage. I flipped him off every way a child would do, cussed him out, called him every name in the book, and told him never ask us to play ever again. That was probably my most hated show. Like, I was just so mad. I was like, we wasted all this time. We basically doing you a favor because you had a band drop off. We got here on the time that you said to do, loaded all this equipment in, and now you're telling us we got 12 minutes to play a show. Like, we don't even have that many songs written. We can play the whole set in about 20 minutes, 25 minutes. You're cutting us off halfway through. Like, so pissed. So between those two, those are probably my two worst shows. I guess not just one worst, but what do you guys got?
Nothing like that. It was always the case. I mean, I like I was in the black metal band, and it was like we didn't have a show booked, and somebody we knew in another band had a show going on, and they had to bail out. And they were like, hey, instead of us just bailing out and having this venue close out or whatever, or not have anything, can you guys fill it in? We just happened to be at band practice. So we were like, well, we're all here, so I guess we could do it. We're not doing anything. So never heard of this place before. It's in Baltimore or like north of Baltimore, a venue called Cynics.
No, never heard of that.
I've never heard of it. It's right near...
Probably closed.
Probably. The area it was in. It explained it all. It smelled horrible. Like there was waste treatment facility nearby.
Awesome. It's
So-
already working out.
So the bar smelled terrible. The outside smelled. Everything smelled terrible. And every single strip was bail and bond places.
Great. So if you get arrested, you can go ahead and get taken care of right away.
Right there. You got 20 different shops all doing the same thing.
Great. It is Baltimore area. Let's be real.
That is okay. Yeah, I would.
There wasn't enough.
So yeah, we get in there, load up, and we're there on time because they knew well ahead. I'm guessing they must have told their fans or something too, because we were so last minute. We didn't have really anybody. Like, not many people can come. My dad actually came.
Wow.
Yeah, I was just like, hey, last minute show if you want to come over, and he was like, yeah, I'll bring a coworker. So my dad, a coworker, I think Danny's sister Ruby was there.
Yeah.
And that was it. Because nobody came out there.
Wow.
And it was a bar, and it's like there's not even attendees or anything. Like nobody came.
Wow. I've always been a guy that to me it never mattered whether we have one or a lot of people. I'm there to play a show. If it was low, it's band practice time at that point, like a real dress rehearsal kind of thing.
Yeah.
But that sucks.
Yeah,
that's
because
I luckily never.
I mean, the way that
experienced
the band phrased it, it was like, oh, there's going to be people there. We don't want to make them upset. And it's like, did they tell them like don't go because they're not going? Like, what the hell? That's
crazy. So they must have pulled that, or maybe, I mean, obviously I've never heard of it, but that would be terrible. I mean, we played Ram's Head once, and Ram's Head is one of the bigger venues in our area, stage and crowd, sizable. I mean, there was a good 30 people there, but it looked like nobody was there because, a lot of it was bands, and then I had quite a bit of family and stuff, but it didn't look like a whole lot of people were there because of how open it is, and they could have fit so many more, but there were still quite a few people I could see, head count kind of thing, but 2 people, like, I can say that statement all day long, but that would kind of suck.
Did they mosh?
No. Well,
your dad and
That would
Ruby?
have been awesome.
So that's the first time I ever seen my dad drunk, though. That
Really?
was awesome.
Oh, he's probably pissed for you.
Yeah, fuck it.
Rage.
I'm having a night. I don't care.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, he was having fun. He was.
Good.
The bartender was cute. He kept hitting on her.
There you go.
Nice. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, that tops mine, I guess. What do you got?
As far as
mean,
crappy.
Top that.
Yeah.
Having.
Oh, I got hit on by a MILF though. That was one thing too.
Wait a minute.
So now it's not a bad show anymore.
Well, no. So I mean, this is like older cougar. I don't know.
I'm still not hearing the problem. Please.
I didn't want anything to do with her. I don't know.
I'm inexperienced.
So she came for some reason. I forgot about her because I want to forget about her. But yeah, somehow she got my number and all that crap. It went on.
Somehow.
I did not talk to her.
Here's my number. Please don't tell anybody.
I think it might have
We'll
been
meet up
Ruby.
later.
So.
See, that's being a good friend. Come on.
Oh yeah, sure.
Came out to support you and
Wow,
BFE.
what a horrible show. He played in
Yeah,
front of his
so
friends
terrible.
and family and banged an old lady.
Yeah.
He's complaining about
That
it.
sucks.
Jeez, I
So
couldn't.
glad I never experienced
I was
that.
trying to figure out mine because, like, you had a bad experience at a show. The show itself wasn't bad necessarily. That sounds like a horrendous show that you described.
It's like you just moved your equipment to go have band practice.
Yeah, and those shows blend to me. But I will say, being in a cover band where you're playing multiple sets at the same venue, basically all night, you're there. You know, if you start at 9, you're there at 6, setting up your equipment, loading in, getting the PA set up, the lights set up, everything tuned in, EQ, all that good stuff. There's something exceptionally, like, I thought I knew what a bad show was, doing original music and doing, like, you know, 15 to 35-minute spots and having a not great experience with it. But there is something exceptionally more brutal about playing 3 sets, 1-hour-long sets, to a horrible patronage, you know, like people that are there and stuff.
Yeah.
It is so, like, demeaning because you're playing song after song after song. And if they're not into it, and there's silence, there's nothing. People aren't watching. People aren't looking. They do not care that they're there because that's the bar that's 10 minutes from where they live.
Yeah.
Right? So it doesn't even matter. There is something that just, like, it eats away at your soul. It's not even like, oh, that was brutal, let's get out of here. It's like, that was brutal, let's do this for another 2 hours. And this
2
is our
more
night,
sets
you
to
know?
go.
Yeah. So I will say, to be at a bar that shouldn't be even hosting bands, that's the worst.
Do the patrons actually, like, never, like, throughout the whole thing? I feel like a few drinks later, they'd be like, all right, I remember this song. Yeah.
So you get the guys that are there when you get there to set up. And I'm like, okay, this guy's, you know, probably been here for 2 hours. He's hammered. It's 6 o'clock on a Saturday. He will not be here when we start at 9. This dude is here all night. I'm like, there is something else going on because you're double my age and you are cocked.
So with that, do you would you rather the crowd or the people not getting into it and kind of looking like they either don't give a shit or like, I wish these guys would stop? Would you prefer those types of people, or would you prefer the people that get so drunk because they've been there all day that they get to the point where they're annoying and potentially even damaging equipment? Because they're falling and stumbling over into your side of the stage there.
That is annoying for sure. I don't like because the opposite of love is not hate, it's indifference. So, like, people who are just not fucking with you in any way, they drive me kind of crazy.
Right.
But at the same time, I understand, like, you're out, you can do whatever you want, you can react or not react. I don't care. The drunk people who are, like, in your shit and about to feeling like they're about to break your equipment and just have something to say about everything, I can entertain that because you have the option when you're reacting to their interaction with you. You have the option to be nice or mean. Right. You know, when someone's not fucking with you, they don't even give you the opportunity for anything. So but either way, you grow resentments towards, like, crowds and people and stuff.
I find it hard with the drunk people, though. I mean, even, you know, because obviously I go to shows and I see you guys there, and I don't envy you when it gets to that point. Like, because, you know, I worked in customer service for many years. I've had the worst customers in the world, and I still treat them like they're royalty. And I still try to, or just people that come in, you know, for example, I worked for a finance place that come in and they're never going to buy anything. So the drunk person is almost like that person that's never going to buy anything, but they keep coming back. And they keep bothering you. So at some point, like, what do you do? Do you just say, like, hey, man, that's great. You've been back here 5 times now. Like, we're in the middle of a set. If you could, like, get the fuck out. But I feel like at some point there has to be a line that you could say to just get them to stop. Everybody needs to come up with that in cover bands. Like, how do you get the person to stop fucking with you?
Oh, I just direct them to another member of the band.
Perfect.
That's all
I like
ever
that.
do,
That's
dude.
Great.
Because that's always a request,
and they would all send them to me,
a question or something. I'm like, oh, dude, I don't even know, dude. They just tell me the dates.
I'm just a drummer.
You need to talk to that man over there.
That's perfect.
I do that every
oh my
single
God,
time.
you got the easy out.
And I expect them to do the same thing, and then we just pass this person around, or they give them information. They're very nice. The guys in my band, super nice.
Oh, absolutely.
They want to accommodate. No, just anybody else.
Yeah,
anybody else. You know.
Yeah, I think at some point, but the ones I've even seen the ones that are like, hey man, you know, I'm the drunk guy in the crowd, but I've used a mixer once in my life. I should show you how to use this thing because your drums are low, and oh man, it's
like watching a fight. Everyone thinks they're a boxer at that point. Everyone's got something to say, you know, about the center of attention that's, you know, in the room. So
speaking of shows too, I was thinking about this the other day. I would like the music community at some point to come up with something better.
Like local garage band kind of community, or
everybody in the
like
entire
Swift,
world.
Beyonce.
This will not reach those people, but I want everybody to say it. I want to come up with something better than good shit, good set. That was cool. These things, I'm tired of saying it. So there's an argument with the two. Daniel and I were discussing this before.
What?
When you
An argument.
The types of compliments you're
the
supposed to
types
give
of compliments. So after a show, somebody comes up and they go, "Hey man, great set," and it's just I'm over it. I don't want to say it anymore. I don't want to hear it anymore. But the argument to it is like it's short, simple, to the point. Now you don't bother that guy anymore because as much as I'm like, oh man, somebody thought I was okay tonight or good or great, whatever it is, that makes me feel good. And I came out here and I entertained. But at the same time, I also don't want people talking to me because I'm sweaty. I'm trying to get my shit off the stage.
Yeah.
Like I'm over it. But at the same time, I am so tired of hearing, "Hey, good set, man," or "Great shit." Like, I don't know. There's got to be something better.
I'm confused.
So quick and to the point that we could say that's
Billy
better than
has
just
his
good
issue
set.
with himself on.
I'm tired of saying
stopping,
good
like
set.
he just got off the stage, and he comes up, "Hey, good shit," and then you're like, "Cool."
You're annoyed with yourself?
I'm annoyed with
talking
myself
about?
and anybody else who says it.
So like for me, like when I forgot what place we were at, it has sand and it's like a beachy.
Ben Gates.
No,
Sea
wherever.
Beach.
Sea breeze?
Bikini, Sea Breeze.
Is that the place around here?
Yes.
There's
Sea
a
breeze?
few, but
Yes.
I think that's
Okay.
maybe the one you're talking
The
about.
outdoor venue or outdoor stage and all
Who
that.
did you see?
I don't remember the band. It had the female singer you guys like.
Maybe
Or I know you
Gilligan's.
like.
Maybe Gilligan's.
Probably Gilligan's. No, it was Sea Breeze. We went together.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to that bass player because I'd never seen that bass before, and I was
Right.
like, "Hey man, I like that bass, and awesome set by the way, but yeah, what is that bass?" I just wanted to know that.
How do you feel about that? As you're still performing, none of us are anymore.
It's all timing.
Do you enjoy like? I mean, maybe you don't enjoy, but I mean, is good set? Is that confirmation for you, or would you rather have
If the
something
show's
else?
over, I do not want to talk to anybody. If I'm between sets, I don't mind some interaction for the most part. I do not like talking to other drummers about gear for some reason.
So the
It
quick
bugs
good
me.
set looks good.
How's it?
You're
Talk
good
to me
with that.
about anything else, dude. Like,
Is this in context of at the venue or like anytime?
I would imagine. at the-
anytime
at
is
the show.
I'll talk about gear outside of a show.
Okay.
With certain people. But then there's just some people, like, they're not even listening. They're just waiting for you to stop talking so they can talk about their gear. They won't even, there's no conversation.
Because he can see yours, and he's like, "Yeah, I know what it is."
That's cool. That's cool.
I
But
have
let me
this.
tell you, I've got a Pearl Master Series kit. and
That's
it's awesome.
why it bugs me. It's not that I don't want to talk to other musicians or drummers. It's that they love to fucking monologue. They like to sit there and just talk about what they know and what they like and what you're doing wrong because you're stupid.
you don't have what they
and
have.
you don't know as much as them. And it's an elitist pissing contest, and that's what bugs me. But if you come and talk to me about anything else, fucking, let's talk about pizza, dude. I love pizza. I love it. And there's no crazy aggressive culture with pizza. Do you know what I mean? But with music, it's like it can get there.
You could say I like pineapple on there, and people are like, "What the fuck's wrong with you?"
Corrected. I am corrected. Never mind. Don't talk to me about anything.
You can fight over
Ever.
anything, everything.
Yeah.
So I think it's like a defense to
Do you
yours.
like inhaling or exhaling?
Yeah.
I like it as a defense to yours, though. When they start talking shit like that, in the event that it happens, just asking when you can see their band. 99% of them aren't doing anything.
Yeah, but
no,
I'm
so
you
not.
can find out.
But then I'm contributing to the weird aggression. Like, I just don't
True,
want to talk.
true.
I don't really want to talk about gear when I'm at a show. But if you're just trying to, maybe if it's light, I don't know. It really depends on the demeanor of the person too. And plus, most of the time in between sets, I'm just trying to kind of hang out, and not.
the night.
Yeah, I'm not trying to think about my gear. You know, I'm already
Right.
thinking about my gear when I'm packing, when I'm playing, and when I'm loading up. You know, but I guess overall, on the whole, I would say, don't talk to a musician when they're packing their stuff up.
I agree.
That's number
I
one.
agree. It's annoying.
And if they want to talk to you, it'll be obvious that they're engaged. If they're just trying to get away, trying to pull away because they're trying to like chill between their sets, it's gonna be very obvious.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like it's nice, but then yeah, I've had the opportunity or the moments where it's great set, thanks man, and then they just elaborate, and I'm like, no, that's cool. Like I've got to get this. Give me like 20 minutes. Give me 20 minutes. Let me get a drink. Let me get this shit out of here. Let me get it loaded up, and then I'm ready to talk to you.
So I don't know. In your context, it sounds like as if you're like, I don't like how I go.
don't
have
like
to
it. I don't
go to
like it,
people
and I hate
to
it
tell them that
all the time.
And it's like, well, in my case, I just don't ever say anything if that's all I have to say.
Yeah,
So-
yeah.
You know, it's like I don't need to go to them because
I got nothing.
I got nothing.
Got nothing.
Oh,
Pointless
Grace said,
conversation. Yeah.
The only way I would say it is if I'm at the bar or something like that. They happen to walk up and I'm like, "Oh, hey, you're the drummer. Oh, great set, man. Yeah, okay, drink." Yeah.
I equate it to like if I was gonna, because I love comedians and stuff. If I was gonna go talk to like Bill Burr, comedian, I'm not gonna talk to him about comedy.
You're gonna tell him a joke.
I'm gonna talk to him about drums because he's a drummer.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah.
Context.
There you go.
Do you know what I mean? Because he's not. He wants to play drums.
That would probably throw him off and go, "Oh yeah, let's talk about that."
That's not his job. You know what I mean? So like, just talk about anything. You know?
Yeah, that would be like a passion.
Just be a person. Be a person. That's all it is.
Well, so the way it came up for me is I was at the Periphery show, and this band Arch Enemy, the ones that opened, I had never really heard of them.
One thing I didn't stop my work alarm.
Nice. I'm listening.
So I was at the Periphery show, and I went and saw, Arch Enemy was there. They opened. I never really heard of them.
Arch Echo, right?
Yeah, because Arch Enemy is like.
Yeah, no, I keep mess up. It's Arch Echo.
That would have been crazy.
Yeah.
So I see this band.
There's a vocalist.
Arch Echo.
Female.
And, I buy some Periphery merch, and then I want to go check this out. So I don't know how big these guys are. I've never heard of them. Doesn't mean that they're not big. But I always like supporting, and especially if you're an opener and you impress me. Typically, I'll buy a shirt or something just as kind of support. It's some weird thing that I have. If I like you, just like we saw Don Broco for the first time, and so it's like buying a shirt. I'm buying a shirt right now. If I could buy the whole merch table for them, I would have. But so I go to buy this shirt from this
gym shorts.
Yes, I go to buy this shirt from the Arch Echo table, and. Yeah, why? Maybe
go.
they should change their name. Maybe that's the
So you're
problem.
watching Arch Enemy.
So I go buy the shirt, and one of the guitarists is there, and I'm like, "Oh, hey, man!" And at that point, it's like, I feel like you have to give that confirmation. Like, so then it's the natural, nice set. Can I get this shirt? Like, I just don't know what else to say to that guy.
Don't say anything.
Like, or hey, can I get this shirt? Like, I don't know if I like that more as like the guy on the other side of the table, like. Because I know he's not the merch guy. You know, if it's a merch guy, I don't give a shit. Hey, man, you're doing your job. Give me this shirt. But as a musician who, just got off stage, he's cleaned up. He's ready to go. Hey, man,
I don't know. I mean,
give me this shirt.
It's like, I guess in a way,
I feel like it's a polite thing to do to acknowledge that I enjoyed your shirt.
Yeah, it is.
Obviously, I did enjoy because I'm buying merch from you now.
So if anything, as long as you don't use it as an opener to start a discussion in the middle of some awkward moments like we've just talked about.
Well, I made it even more awkward by going, "Hey, you were the guitar player up there, right?" And he's like,
"No,
yes.
that's fine." Because
awesome.
that's fine. Honestly, I'm sure because he's just kind of like, oh.
Now, mind you, I had the tall guy in front of me.
It's not like they're
in my
huge.
way, and I was way in the back. But it's
Yeah.
like, you are the one of the guitar players. He's like, yeah. I was like, oh, cool. And then I'm like, nice set, and then it's over. I'm like, oh shit. Can I just?
So
get
it sounds
the shirt?
like you're annoyed because you can't
felt-
think
you
of
felt like an
anything.
idiot.
saying that.
You can't
Yes,
think of
I
anything.
hate
No,
saying
honestly,
that.
I feel like he
hate
found that endearing. Going, oh look, someone recognized me. We're not that big, but
Nah, but
someone in the
Possibly.
crowd.
They might be a lot
recognized
bigger than I think. But
I don't know. Then I would just go up, buy something, be like, hey man, I like your stuff. Like whatever.
hey, that
Keep
was
it moving.
that was fucking tight. That was fucking tight. That's
That was
what I'm saying
tight.
to it.
That was fucking
That was
tight.
fucking tight.
Yeah.
Give me a
What's
shirt.
to be like a hardcore Christian?
Give me a
like,
shirt.
oh god.
And yeah, I guess I'm gonna pay $25 for this beanie because it's fucking cold
Or
outside.
lit set.
Lit set.
My dude,
Shit,
fam.
that
Lit.
set was lit AF.
Yeah,
My
dank.
dude.
What's up, bruh?
Do they still say dank?
I don't know.
So that's cool.
That's the kids.
Yeah.
So I want to turn you guys' attention. I want to talk about a little bit of gear right now. So if you could click the link that I sent both of you
Turn
guys.
to page 45.
Turn to page 45 and line 72. And I want you to make sure your computers are muted.
Uh-oh.
But I want you to start playing. There's a picture of this. So this is what we're going to do is we're going to talk about Herman Lee for a second. So recently
Yeah.
Herman Lee had left.
What? I'm really sorry. What email?
So it's in the Google Docs. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Yeah. So if you just hit the docs.
my bad, dude.
What'd
While you do
have to type
that,
to
and
get
if-
out of the password screen.
Huh?
What did you do?
I hit enter. Did it lock? What's the name? Is it showing the wife?
Oh,
or
yeah.
Switch account. I'm sorry. So I'll give a little background
Yes,
while
please,
we
please.
get sorted here.
Bam.
So recently, Herman Lee of Dragon Force had announced that he was leaving Ibanez, And
And
then
then 20 years.
yeah, he's been there a long time. So I don't really know the specs of why he left. I didn't read into it too much. But what caught my attention is I'm a huge PRS fan. And he is going
Brand
to
loyalist.
be a PRS artist now, which to me is pretty awesome because while I may not be the biggest fan of his style of music, the guy is ridiculous at guitar. So recently,
I like him a lot.
I enjoy the stuff. It's not something I go after to listen to, but I really do enjoy what he's done. And, and he's very active in the metal or any other community. He's always down to help or talk or anything like that from anything that I've seen from him. So also seems like a really cool guy. And then basically they launched a prototype. So when you guys are there, you can scroll down a little bit and there's a video on the prototype.
I don't Apple. I click on it. It doesn't
My
acknowledge.
apology, guys. We are experiencing technical difficulties
Technological differences right now.
Technological differences.
There we go.
Are we there? We on the link?
It's
Everybody
loading.
there?
I need the password.
The password?
Oh, yeah. Don't. Yeah.
I'm sorry, my phone's over there, else I would have gone to that.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Keep
All good.
vamp. Keep going.
So basically on this video though, we're going to see a quick walkthrough on the custom guitar that PRS made for
No,
Herman Lee.
Your link just goes straight to his Facebook page.
Correct. You're going to go to the second, they're going to go to the video. There's a video right down there.
Logged here.
It's the easiest way I find it. If you scroll past the video too, there is a quick picture of it. Which is
okay, I see it.
pretty awesome.
It's him standing there. Quick walkthrough on the custom
Yes.
shop, right? Okay.
Yes. So, and there's a picture too down below with him and his Ibanez, it looks like. So one of the interesting things as we take a look at it, and of course, hey guys, everybody make sure your shit's muted. Thought I turned mine off. Okay. So anyways, one of the cool things about this is the thinnest bodied PRS I've ever seen, period. It is a
He plays on the S-body Ibanez.
very thin body PRS. If you watch the video, it's got a pink.
Are we just playing it now?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm going to talk about it. It's got a pink purple body on it, or paint job on the top there.
Oh yeah, it's got that
God, that
synthwave look. Yeah. That looks really good.
absolutely one of the prettiest PRSs I've seen. And it's
It looks
new.
like
it's a
it's going to
prototype,
be
and it's new.
expensive though.
Absolutely. So that's probably like 84 karat gold on there. It looks like it's got a really thin neck. He was very particular about that. So they shaved some off of a normal pattern thin neck for him because he plays very fast. You can kind of see him making some of the motions in the video. But it is,
Really? Sorry. I don't know why it was muted anyways.
all good. So it looks like it's got, as far as I know, it's got, again, it's a prototype. I believe it does have his custom pickups in it.
Oh, he has
Some different switching going on with it. But I've never seen a PRS that thin. And it was one of the best things I've seen.
So the funny thing
far.
is it's thin, but it's actually pretty big in the middle and it just tapers off on the ends.
Yeah, so you still got a body of the PRS, but then it is very thin on the edges. But still with a nice thick maple cap on it. I think it is a mahogany body. I guess
I wish I could hear it, I guess. But
you have to look at it. But the main thing was seeing that prototype blew me away. And I'm very excited to see what kind of partnership him and PRS work out.
The
with
thing
this.
that sucks though is that it's going to be like you had the Holcomb being the cheap, you know?
Well, I mean, when he first launched that, so normally when this kind of stuff happens, either Herman Lee knows exactly what he wants and PRS was 100% ready for him, or they've been talking about this for a long time.
Like just wanting
Mark Holcomb started doing his guitar 2 years before it launched. They launched a USA model. While it did well, and every single one of those is sold, and it's even still hard to find them online, they decided to do the affordable model, and a lot of these artists will do that. So when Herman Lee was with Ibanez, I'm not 100% known on him to know if he had a signature or not. So I don't know if they did a lower model of that, like a Korean made shop or wherever Ibanez does their business. But I'm sure at some point in a couple of years, which, yeah, it sucks. We got to wait. But in a couple of years, there could very well be an SE model. But that one looks like if somebody wants a really awesome, beautiful guitar, it might be worth the money because I've never seen anything like that coming out of the PRS factory.
No, this looks like the Super Eagle quality looking kind of thing.
Correct. And then that thin body, so it's that S style, the thinner neck.
I'm guessing 5,000 for this thing.
Oh, easily. But it might be worth every penny.
That's what I was thinking. $5,000.
$5,000.
That's what my.
So yeah, I really, really excited when I saw that, and I've been holding it in this whole time because I couldn't wait to talk about it.
Are you gonna get it?
Yes, I've got it on pre-order right now, even though it's only a prototype.
I feel like,
but no, I don't know. Probably not. I mean, it'd be something that I would be interested in.
Because are you still in one of the Dusty Warren?
Oh, absolutely. I'm probably still gonna get it. Just don't tell my wife. I'm probably gonna get that guitar because it's beautiful. Gonna work out some things, but yes, I do want that one. Yeah, I'm a brand guy at PRS, and to me they can't go wrong. Can't go wrong with PRS. But yeah, so that leads me to another point. What made you guys choose your instrument?
Type of instrument?
Yeah, what made you choose what you're playing?
Well, I started on bass,
and I would like to know actually. I know you have a particular brand, and drummers typically are very particular about what they're playing on. Elaborate. I'd like to hear about that too.
Well, I mean, I'm not brand horror, I'm not.
I am.
Yeah,
I admit.
Billy will wear their shirts proudly.
Absolutely.
I wish I had a shirt. I've been a shirt, but yeah, I mean, my most recent is a Charvel guitar, and I love that thing.
Yeah.
It shreds. But normally, yeah, I would like an Ibanez, get another one back. But yeah, for me, guitaring and all, it's just been something I liked more because I started on bass only because everyone played guitar. So
join the club.
Yeah.
Well, you did.
I did. Yeah. Eventually, when I was just like, I'm just gonna do my own thing. Screw everyone else.
Yeah. So you're an Ibanez guy, or you prefer Ibanez's?
I won't say I like Ibanez's spec and visually and everything. Like most of their models I look at, I'm like, yes, that's a guitar. That's
yeah. So you said that your Deserted Island guitar would be an Ibanez.
Yeah, Deserted Island. Yeah, it would. If I could get my silver 550 back into shape, fix the frets and everything. Yes, that would be my guitar.
Yeah, it's probably my most hated guitar of yours, but to each their own.
I can't believe.
I absolutely do. I don't. Like that guitar.
I know it's like I don't know. In my mind, I feel like you like look at it and go, "What's the little headstock say? Ibanez? That's like $50. It's not PRS.
It's not there. I mean, and there's some. Ibanez recently is
it's handmade Japanese guitar.
Some of these guitars.
None of your guitars are handmade.
That one is.
Oh, this hand sanded?
Looks like shit.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I like it.
Nah, it's beautiful. I mean, this is all that one and my S2 are hand built in the Maryland factory. They're going to be machine shopped in some way, and I guarantee your Ibanez is because they all look the same. So there's a machine doing that, I promise you. But somebody by hand is putting the shit together.
What do you mean they all look the same?
The Ibanez's. Most of those look the same.
Racist.
Yeah.
Against Ibanez.
Yeah, I can't take your opinion, Billy.
Yeah, right. It's disqualified.
But they have. So we actually we went to Sweetwater's Gear Fest a couple of years ago, and I did try out an Ibanez there, and I absolutely loved it.
Oh yeah, the blue one.
It was a.
So why are you talking all this shit?
It was a blue with a spanky maple neck, satin finish. It was gorgeous, but it's just something about them. I'd never the same way I'm not a fan of Schecter guitars. Even though I played a guitar that was basically
a Schecter.
You could put them side by side, put them in somebody's hand, close their eyes. They won't know the difference between the brands, between an ESP and Schecter. Maybe.
Is it the tone? The feel?
I think it's a look. It's a thought thing. It's something in my head.
No, Billy's
so the problem
very much
is,
a name brand guy.
So
it's not a Lexus. It's garbage.
Well, I drive it.
I know.
It's not a Lexus.
Just making a parallel.
So I guess some of the biggest problem is the Ibanez's that I've gotten my hands on, except for Will Bob's, have been cheaper Ibanez guitars, and I have not enjoyed them.
Oh,
And
yeah,
then-
you had a lot of
And then
experience
Will
with
Bob's
Wade.
Ibanez guitars though didn't feel like that much of a step up when they're like quadruple the price of what the cheaper, like Wade's and stuff like that I've played.
You just don't know where to look. You're like, this thing isn't in drop C. It's shit.
Yeah. If it ain't in drop C, get it out of my face. I don't know what it is, but at this point in my life too, I've become particular with guitars. It used to be a looks thing, and it used to be if I look at it, looks awesome, looks nice, pretty, whatever it is, I want it. And then I started buying guitars like that, and I hated them. So now it's a thing of I really got to fall in love with that guitar. So I think so far, PRS has been the guitar that I have not been disappointed in yet with anything I've put my hands on. There's been other brands out there that I've played that I can like one of their guitars and absolutely love it, got to have it, and then play the next one, to it, and it doesn't feel good at all to me. So I think at this point it's more of a feeling thing and how it sits with me and if I can bond with it or not.
One thing's for sure, I'm going to stay away from real cheap ones because the fretwork and everything, it's such a crapshoot with almost any of these
I'm going to tell you right now. So
sub $600.
I hate to say this, but the Pale Moon Fenders, garbage.
Really?
Absolute garbage.
You actually get to touch one?
There was one locked up, down really low in the Guitar Center I went. The frets felt like they were made in a toy factory. It was the worst. They were sticking off so far that if any kid goes up, they will cut their hands. 100%. It was the worst thing. It felt like absolute shit. Part of that because of where it was in Guitar Center. But the fretwork on that thing was terrible. Do not waste your money. $2,500 plus dollars or whatever they are, $18.99, something like that. Close to $2,000. And it is unplayable. You would have to get it completely worked on by a guitar luthier to get that thing in working order.
I mean, it's also a Guitar Center. I'd imagine that thing's bone dry, the neck shriveled, and the frets popped out.
I hope that's the reason, because if they feel like that one did, I almost cried.
That's a talking point I want to bring up. Guitar Centers suck.
Guitar Centers do suck.
I like them.
No.
They're nice to look at things, but just taking things
They're good
home.
if they're good because they're everywhere and you can go to them real quick. You can pick up your strings, your picks, your drumsticks, whatever you need to pick up, drum heads real quick. If there's, we're lucky enough to where we live next to a really awesome local music store that we don't have to go to Guitar Center.
So what's the problem, Billy?
They suck. Everything feels like shit.
Yeah.
They don't know how to set up anything there. It's
So
like
the personnel and the inventory and the layout. And
maybe
stuff.
it's the stores I go into because I've had some friends work for Guitar Center and I kind of trust what they would do. But there's for some reason that I walk into a store and I should not grab. For example, I the first time I tried an SC Mark Holcomb, it ships from the factory in drop C. I picked it up. Some jackass there, Guitar Center, who I imagine, maybe it's not them. Somebody could tell me if I'm wrong, but they put the bitch in standard E, and the strings were about 40 inches off the fretboard and was unplayable. So I couldn't even actually try it out to see if that's something I wanted to buy. We walk into the one closer to Will Bob's house, and every guitar in there feels like somebody rubbed one out and then put everything that they had all over these guitars. They are disgusting.
Oh, so they don't clean them.
No.
Not at all.
And then they have a Silver
Not at
Sky
all.
there. And that was our first
$2,200
time.
PRS Silver Sky, beautiful looking guitar, and couldn't even pretend to play with it.
Oh my God, I'm terrible at that.
John Mayer.
John Mayer, yeah.
John
Mayer's own
signature guitar. Full on USA made, and it felt like a toy. I think I would have had better luck at a First Act guitar from Walmart versus that guitar.
Well, First Act,
And I think it's because it was in Guitar Center. Because we tried it at Gear Fest a couple years ago, and I don't remember it feeling like shit.
That doesn't make any sense.
What do you mean?
Makes no sense. How does a guitar have a different feel based on the venue it's in?
Because they don't take care. It's like they have no control over what goes on in that store.
Oh, okay.
So
It's more or less, if you walk into the Guitar Center, you're going to know they're out of tune. There's going to be parts missing. There's going to be dings in it. You know, it's going to be greasy.
I got it.
And they want you to pay full price for a brand new one.
It's a big chain. Yeah.
Yeah.
No one's got stock
just-
in the company that's working there. So
and that's what it is. It's just,
I mean,
value your job. At some point, like if you're an employee there, like at least back in the day, I don't know how it is now. Maybe they just hire everybody out the streets. But I remember back in the day, if you applied for Guitar Center, you had to take like tests.
you knew
Like you
everything.
had to know that your shit was on point.
Yeah.
oh, you've never picked up a guitar, you can't work here. You can't. And if you did, we're going to ask you questions, because if you can't answer these questions, you're not working here.
What I've noticed
They took pride in it,
from most music shops nowadays, I mean, except for I'm sure a few, local ones, regardless, what I've noticed in the music shops that I walk into, there's one guy, maybe two, that know everything.
Right.
And then they have the rest part-timers
Right.
who aren't, they maybe know a little bit if you're lucky, but most of the time you're just waiting to speak to the one or two guys that know what they're doing, and there's like three people behind you.
Do you think those people are working there because they needed a job, or they really
Yes,
wanted
I think
to
they
get
just
into?
hire part-timers. They hire part-timers.
I really feel like there's not enough musicians applying for jobs like that at a Guitar Center that they are just willing to take anybody who's...
They're out there, but
Right.
I think they'll just pick anybody. If you're
Because it's
first
to the
in
point.
line.
I mean, I asked that question because if I'm somebody who said, "Oh, I could go work at Guitar Center, maybe I can learn some stuff, pick up some lessons from somebody."
Now, would you?
Maybe I'd come in and maybe I'll be like, "Oh, I'll clean the guitars. I'll learn more about the guitar." But like, just give something to wipe down every day. I mean, especially the one closer to his house. It's not like there's 250 guitars in there.
Well, so the biggest thing to me though that's upsetting about this whole thing, the Guitar Center right down the street from me. When it first opened, it was awesome, but that's because it was like one of those what do you call them, like a showcase, like it like all their best employees showed up there, like
to train everybody.
Yeah,
and then they work there for a few weeks and then they leave.
Well, they were there for a whole year.
Really?
Yeah, and I had great deals work through them, all this stuff, like all of them were awesome. Everything was super clean, well tuned, well kept. And then, like, the next month, when all of them left and it was all these new people I've never seen,
went to shit.
Everything went to shit, like, so fast. I was like, it's been a month. Everything feels like someone came from KFC after just fried chicken. And
absolutely.
It was like, what the hell happened?
Yeah,
3 times in the same week to pick up the same guitar, and it's been sitting there for 2 weeks after that. Like, it's disgusting. And I think it's a thing, there's always these rumors that a Guitar Center is going to go bankrupt. Like, yeah, no shit. Clean your shit.
Yeah.
Make your stores happier to be in. Guitar Center is one of the places that I can say that you can walk in. A sales guy is going to ask you, "Did you need help with anything?" No, I don't. If you do, let me grab anything for you. They don't really ask questions. They don't make you feel like, "Oh, I'm not going to be able to touch that guitar because maybe I'm not ready to buy it today," or anything like that. They're good about that, but when you finally pick up that guitar that you've been wanting to touch, it feels like dog shit. And I don't want to buy it. At that point, I'll order from Sweetwater. Or I'll go to my local store. I'm sure they got one. Now I got to try it out. I wasn't pressured or anything. I don't have to worry about ordering this today online and worried about it might come in like shit. I tried it. I know if it was clean, maybe it'd be all right, but I will not buy it from here because I don't feel like dealing with this sticky mess.
That's why I like my Charvels a lot. That roasted maple neck.
Yeah, so even the Charvel was the only one that was playable in the store, and that's why he got it. If it plays this good, after it's been touched by 100 dick beaters, this thing's probably going to feel good. Luckily, he got his new out of a box, but
yeah.
I don't even want to chance that. Like, oh, do you have this? Oh, that's the last one. Never mind.
Never mind.
I'm not going to waste my time here.
Well, on that note, I would like to say I picked drums. Thank you for asking, by the way.
Sure, we forgot to get to that point.
We're here.
Because, Jesus, that went a while. I just thought it looked cool, for real. Like, when I was a kid, I just was like, that's the aesthetic of, like, seeing a guy behind a bunch of drums and, like, the rack and, like, the cymbals and, like, the symmetry to it and just seeing them, I don't know. It just made sense. And then I saw a guitar and I didn't get it. I still don't get it. Like, I see, it's like, it's skewed on your side and it just doesn't look good in my opinion. You're playing with your fingers. It's very feminine and you guys sit when you pee and I don't know.
Oh, wow.
I'm kidding.
Choo-choo,
I like guitar. It
choo-choo,
just didn't.
shots fired.
I just didn't appear.
You heard it here first.
It didn't appeal to me. That's it. That just didn't. I didn't get it.
That's fair enough.
Of course, I get it now.
So,
but
did you guys? Because I honestly don't know the answer. Have you guys, either one of you, ever taken lessons?
yeah.
Yeah. I only tried it 15 years after playing.
Lessons
So
after.
is this a recent one that you got?
Yeah,
But that's the only lessons you've ever had. Was the recent one or?
Yeah,
Okay.
I took 2 months.
Okay.
He was so expensive though, but it was so worth it. But, I mean, I wish I could go through the whole thing with him, but just way too much.
Nail down technique, and you've taken lessons.
Yeah, for about I took 4 years of lessons. It's beneficial. I don't care who you are.
It is great.
It's beneficial.
I just can't believe it took me 15 years to finally actually try it. And not only is it just like you get so much out of it, out of your playing, it's that who you're dealing with has so much knowledge to share with you.
Oh my God. Yeah.
If you're willing to accept their advice and stuff.
Yeah. And you got to do what they say. Because
Yeah.
if you're not doing the homework, they're going to be annoyed, and you're not taking
You're
it
wasting
seriously.
everyone's time.
And you're wasting everybody's time.
And money.
Oh, yeah.
And money.
I think my biggest thing is I've never taken lessons myself. I think I took lessons when I was a kid. I don't remember anything from it, but I do remember I had a teacher. I think I went through 2 lessons, and then the teacher moved.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't remember anything of what was ever taught. I took a class in middle school that had some classical guitar, so learned a little bit about reading. Can't remember it. Basically, what I did was watch the teacher play, memorized it, and then pretended like I was reading the notes on the screen and played the part. I don't think he was happy with how fast I played it because I just got through it real quick. And
you read tablature.
I can read some tabs. I don't like it. So my biggest thing is I'm with you. I wouldn't mind taking some lessons.
Yeah.
But my fear is because everything is now imprinted so much. I am terrified of change when it comes to playing guitar. Because there's techniques and stuff that maybe I'm not doing very well. But then I would have to change maybe a technique, or I've been playing something wrong. I don't think there's really a wrong way, but there's definitely a better way to play something. And our friend Rich actually was very much on that. He would notice things I'm doing and say, why are you doing it like that? Stop it. Just stop it. So then it was imprinted in my brain, and now I'm just like struggling, and I'm probably one of the laziest players out there. And I don't want to change what I'm doing. I like the way I'm doing it.
I got it.
I would like to get better, which means lessons would be
at this point needed. You're an enthusiast. You're not like a perfectionist when it comes to getting your trade down.
Yeah, so I mean, I'd like to be, but I'm just lazy. So it's kind of
I get it. No, trust me, I get it. Yeah.
Mostly self-taught, but do what you do. But
you have fun.
Yeah,
that's important. So what is there something else you want to talk about, Billy?
I'm pretty much good on mine.
I would say we almost kind of did it all.
Anything else you guys want to talk about?
Well, I do want to bring up this.
Got a couple things.
Oh,
no, go for it. No, I'm pulling it up.
You have okay. I was gonna say I'll bring it up real quick.
Is it my turn?
Yeah. No, I was just tacking on. I was tacking on with Will Bob.
No, for that Paul Gilbert pedal, the JHS.
Okay.
I'm trying to get to it. The PG-14, size 14 foot of Paul Gilbert's. But that pedal.
God, could you imagine a size 14 foot? I get weirded out when I wear boots that make my foot look big. Imagine a size 14.
Your foot is big,
boot.
Billy.
Jesus.
When you're shoe size 14. Yeah, this pedal is what I want in front of my Kemper, kind of like what Billy does here with his Horizon devices. I can't pull it out any further, but yeah, I'm really looking at this thing.
What does it do?
They call it a distortion pedal. I'm not going to use it as a distortion though. I'm going to use it as kind of a push, a little more
overdrive.
A little overdrive.
Okay.
The biggest thing to me that I kind of want to experiment with is the FET circuitry in there. Mm-hmm. So it gives you kind of a tubed amp sound, like a really hard push tube amp.
Okay.
Like the old school, like Boston or Van Halen sound. Mm-hmm. It'll give you that sound through just circuitry rather than tubes being overdriven with loud volumes and everything. So I kind of want that mainly because I do everything in a bedroom, headphones or computer speakers. So I kind of want that forced sound and everything, but in a controlled environment. That's my main goal for this thing. It's to get that like arena like rock sound.
You don't have to crank your volume.
Volume cranking, nothing like that.
Huh.
What I like about this is, you've got a volume, you've got a mid and a mid frequency.
I can choose
tone
where
control,
I want it, which I like.
A push and a drive. I mean, it looks like it's a very versatile pedal that, you could run in front of a clean amp or push an already overdriven amp, saturated amp. Like, it looks pretty awesome. So when are you getting it?
I don't know yet.
All right, so
I gotta sort this out.
It'll be on the show. If you check out our YouTube channel, it'll be there in a couple of weeks. We'll have a video of that for you
as I showcase it.
And yeah, that is a sweet pedal. I'm interested to see what that thing will be like. And and it's Paul Gilbert. Is it the size of a size 14
Yeah,
shoe?
it's the length of his foot.
That may not be a
That's awesome.
good size pedal. I think you would need a custom pedal board for that.
I like it.
I think it's like, what was it? Tell me again what that does.
So what was your talking points? You had something?
Yeah, I wanted to talk about. I'm gonna save one of these for next week when we have a little more time. But I think we can get into this. Have you guys seen this? I'm gonna call it a trend because it's been done, I think, twice now with musicians or artists, whatever you want to call it, releasing almost like biographical films about themselves.
I've seen
not
them come
films,
out.
like documentaries, like esque kind
You mean
of.
like how Freddie Mercury did? No.
What? No. I'm talking about Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift is the most recent one.
Miss Americana, and Justin Bieber is releasing one called Seasons.
I did not know about these.
Yeah, so you didn't know about that?
No.
I've seen something about the Taylor Swift one. I haven't seen the Justin Bieber.
Yeah, these are like autobiographies.
It's just a camera following them around for a certain period of time and them talking about just their life and stuff.
Why?
So
two of the biggest stars in the entire world.
Yeah, exactly.
Do not need this special documentary to make them even more popular.
So Taylor Swift's thing was, I guess she was being bullied by the public or something. Like she was getting like attacked on Twitter for, I don't know why, for real, because I don't follow any of that stuff really.
I'm not big on celebrity news.
But apparently it was, I don't think I'm going to watch it out of principle because I don't know why somebody in the 1% of the 1% is talking about their tribulations and challenges. And I'm sure they have challenges, but no one feels your plight.
Right.
It's a very small percentage of people who are going to feel your plight, but people want to watch her. So Netflix is like, we'll buy that right now,
I'm
dude.
sure people can't wait.
Yeah.
I saw it's a Netflix special. I'm sure the wife is all over it.
The what? Oh,
wife.
your wife.
The wife.
Does she have
The
a wife?
wife.
Is Taylor Swift with a wife now?
Taylor Swift's wife is all over it. Wife, Bustin' Jeeber.
Yeah, and what? Bustin'
Bustin'
Jeeber.
Jeeber.
So Bustin' Jeeber came out with one too, and I think it's a series, and it's called Seasons. Same thing, like ups and downs of like his life, and I get it,
Right.
But I don't get it at all. And I was wondering, like, is this real quick? Is this being a thing? Because I don't ever remember this happening where I know for a fact this was their publicist's idea or it was their idea, and they're doing these. Like you would make a film about or a documentary about like a group or an artist or anybody who has influence on culture, and they would basically, it would happen later. Like either they pass away or it's if they retire or it's been years.
So Freddie Mercury died, what, 30, 40 years ago?
And then he comes out with his own
movie about it?
Maybe. I mean,
No, I think it's on the shoe of who's doing this right now. We should do it. Let's just do it. You're still alive. You're a thing ish. Let's do it.
It seems so masturbatory.
It is.
And upsetting.
Well,
Although,
we're in the time now too where it's so easy to put it out there, and it's, for somebody like them, it's probably easy to put this together.
Oh yeah.
And now we can find out so much more about their life, but I don't care.
Even
Play
if
your music.
Even if I was a fan, I don't know.
Like,
I don't know.
Now, if you told me
Even
it was
as a
Britney
fan,
Spears,
like, I'd like
I'd be
seeing
like,
some
I might watch that. I want to know what
Why?
drove her crazy.
Oh, okay. Because there's been a lot.
She's had
a lot
tribulations
over the span of 20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is.
She had her down.
Justin Bieber's like 24.
He had
Something
a bad
like that.
hit.
But I'm saying they're not.
No.
They're not there yet. They still have to live a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
my
don't
big
know.
thing is, so for example, circling back a little bit, Periphery, for most of their albums, if not all, at least second and on, I think, or maybe third and on, regardless, they put out documentaries with the album on how the recording process went, which I think is incredible. It's awesome. You get to see what pedals we use, what amps we use, how did we do this, how did we do that, and just some little insights to the album. That stuff is awesome to me. Don't care to see Taylor Swift sing on a camera because we're just going to get the end result anyways. I don't care. But I don't need to know about what problems they're having and how they were attacked. Write it in the song, or I don't care. Write your music, do what you do.
Yeah.
I think the
I wouldn't
problem
wanna
about
do
this
that
topic is
personally.
none of us care about that. These people.
Well, that doesn't help, but at the same time, like that's the bigger world. Maybe that's what sets apart the metal community to a pop
I
community.
feel like it's intention.
They have to be in the spotlight at all time, where the
Right.
metal community is like, put out a new album, go check it out.
And you
they
create.
Hope you enjoy
You
it.
create content for people that found your content, and that's much harder to do.
Taylor Swift has been a genius for marketing.
She's been a genius for marketing.
every time an album comes out or something, she has something going on in her life. I don't know specifics, but she has done something that, oh, this happened, boom, new album. Go get my cells.
Do you know why?
I don't.
Because Taylor Swift, when she got signed by her father, who bought the record company to sign his daughter.
Wow.
So she's had pocket aces her whole life. So when I see stuff like this, and I see Periphery doing something parallel, it's completely different intention-wise to me, because it's like, okay, so
Daddy Warbucks didn't buy your...
Right. And you don't, I'm sure you've had to work to some degree. I'm sure you have talent to some degree. You do. No one can feel bad for you, though. It's tough. And when you make a documentary that isn't like, hey, get to know me. It's like, get to know me. Look what I've been through. Ew, dude. To me, that's just really gross.
No.
I don't like it.
Now you're pushing too hard, and it's pushing for those sympathy cells. That's
and Bustin' Jeeber, I got to call him that for the rest of my life now. Bustin' Jeeber. He's been famous since he was a child on YouTube.
Right. So what do you do? So are these guys? Do we know if they're coming out with new albums soon? Because
I guarantee you, it's in the next 6 months.
So
it's happening.
I've been hearing
it's dirty. It's dirty and it's
that's what I mean.
Distasteful.
It's gross, man.
It's just not.
Isn't there a label switch or something happening with Taylor where she's like not able to produce new music or something?
I think somebody else. I think a company owns her music for a certain amount of time or something. I can't remember though.
But write a book. Write a book later on.
She doesn't need. She's good.
But
she's
don't
good.
Billy, we're in the 20s.
But you're going to sell it. As soon as somebody says, "Did you hear that new Tay?" and then people lose their fucking minds. What? They're all over it. As soon as somebody says, "Hey, did you hear that new Tay?" before they can even finish Taylor Swift's name, people are like, "What? There's a new Taylor Swift song."
Who do you know?
Fucking wait.
Who do you know that does that?
My wife, friends, honestly, everybody.
Pretend friends you're making up right now. What are you talking about? Where are your friends, idiot? What?
Greg is one of them.
Greg?
Oh yeah,
Greg.
Greg, new Taylor Swift? Yes, Greg.
Yeah, Greg, who helped set that camera.
I asked Greg, I said, "Did you hear the new Taylor?" He's like, "Yeah, I already downloaded the album. Like, it's great. I love it." Actually, I don't like song 5, but
I want to be upset.
We can get it. But
I'll be upset later.
That's how the rest of the world, I guess, outside of a room like this, is going to react. They lose their minds over this shit.
They make that.
It's all over. It's all over. So I'm a social media guy. You scroll through Facebook. If Taylor Swift has anything new, you might as well cancel Facebook for that day if you want to see anything else from people that you actually give a shit about, because that's all that's there. It's all new Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift's been hailed as the Eddie Van Halen of today's generation.
Why?
Sure.
Just what she could do for the guitar.
What?
For people playing guitar.
She plays guitar?
Yeah.
Not since her first album.
But she's been compared to being the Eddie Van Halen of our generation.
Wow.
Right. Like, I like her songs. Friday, it's a good song.
Yep.
That was it's curious because it was Taylor Swift and then Justin Bieber. Like, immediately I saw it got announced that he was coming out with his stuff, and I don't like.
Now I kind of want to watch it. I want to see what's troubling you.
I knew I shouldn't have said anything.
What's troubling Miley?
What is wrong with the pretty little rich girl?
No. Yes, but yes.
Oh man.
Anyways, that was just my little bit of drama that I was curious about what you guys thought about it.
Yeah. Well,
but it's all good. So more people should do that, I guess. More artists.
Yeah, I hope more artists come out with that. I can't wait till the Rihanna special. And
I think it's weird, but yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see how it makes sense. You're appealing lots of fans because there are stalkerish fans out there.
They want to see everything.
But that makes it worse. So that's one thing that people worry about. They're like, "Oh, I've got stalkers and I've had to get this and that." Well, you're making it worse. You're creating a even more reason to do that.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like regardless whether you make it or not, you had those stalkers to begin with.
Yeah.
You just, like I said, you're just stoking the fire. Like, here's some good material for you guys. Here you go.
Yeah, I just think it's disgusting.
Then put out a sex tape.
Yeah, exactly.
Just put out a sex tape.
That'll work.
That'll sell it. Put out a sex tape.
Actually, no, you'll lose the male half.
I guess this is because maybe not. It's kind of equivalent to a sex tape, like an accidental.
A more tasteful but still distasteful something to put out.
I think it's more tasteful because at least
at
least you're just there. You're like, this is me, baby. Every inch of me.
This is me sitting in front of my couch.
Right, and then Taylor Swift hired like a mad director who's gonna make her look real good. You know what I mean? After the editing is done.
All right, we're losing our minds here.
Yeah.
All right, well, hey, that about does it for us today. I think this went well. I appreciate you guys hanging out today.
Yo.
And we will do this again next week.
Tight.
Awesome. Signing out, I am Chief Redbeard. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. You guys, Birdman. All right.